Hello, hello, everyone. I am Dr. Sharon, and it's all business. We are here, and as you can see, we are not in studio. As you can almost guess that, we are social distancing. We are broadcasting from home. I have my wonderful, wonderful co-hosts with me today, Miss Sharon Lawrence and Miss Crystal Pease. How are you all today?
Good.
Cool.
We're doing great. We have a wonderful show, but we know that we always like to start by introducing ourselves. So I'm going to ask Sharon if you will kick it off for us. Please let the viewers know who you are.
Hello, everyone. I am Sharon J. Lawrence, licensed clinical social worker, therapist for therapists, professionals, and couples, and the owner of Selah Wellness and Therapeutic Services located in Largo, Maryland. I am your self-carepreneur, and I am happy to be with you all today.
Awesome, Miss Crystal.
Good morning, everyone. I am Crystal Peace, the CEO of Peace Group LLC, Peace Group Travel, and the co-owner of Ford Masters Auto Repair in Clinton, Maryland, and also your serialpreneur.
Absolutely. So, guys, we have such an amazing show today. But we want to talk a little bit because I know we're probably all COVID-19 out, but it is what it is. This is where we are today, and we know that it's affecting every aspect of our lives, our business lives, our personal lives. It's all business. So both of you are entrepreneurs, you're business owners. So we're going to just start out by talking a little bit about how this has impacted your business. Sharon, let's start with you.
Well, I tell everyone I am essential. Even though I am now working from home, my screen time is if it was a cool thing, it would be on fleek, right? So I am seeing clients every day, well, 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week, back to back, just as if I was in office. So I have transitioned from 25% telemental health to now 100% telemental health. I am a board certified telemental health provider. And so I already knew the ins and outs of it. I have the training. And so for me, it was about educating my clients on how to make that transition. But I will say it's probably way more tiring looking at the screen versus seeing someone in person and getting up and going out to greet people, so you have more movement. So it is an adjustment, but I will say that I've been pretty steady, and the clients are also returning. People that left, they are now coming back to be able to process through what's going on, because it has been a lot on top of the already pre-existing stuff that they were dealing with.
Sharon, I can imagine that now your work even more is like so important, because this really is, and we were talking before we came on camera, this whole lockdown, basically, isolation that we're in really is causing havoc in people's lives. Like, some people are really like can't handle not being able to go out and do things and just staying at home. Like for me, and I understand everybody's not like me, because I'm loving it. Okay. I love being home, but there are people that this is really a major challenge. What do you say to those individuals?
You know, it's interesting. There are some people who say we don't want to go back to the normal that was, but the reality is that there was a sense of normalcy in terms of your routines that have now been disrupted. And so I often will tell my clients, yes, you're at home, but it doesn't mean that you can't get out and go for a walk. It doesn't mean that you can't open up the windows and the blinds. Let the light in. Find a way to do some things that you feel is normal. The other thing is, this is a time to catch up on projects. Like you said, you enjoy being at home. So I'm sure there's some stuff that you're getting into that you're like, I've been trying to do this for 10 years. Now I have the time to do it. And I also encourage them, take that nap, or take that time to just sit and reflect on what it is you want to do in addition to whatever else you already have on your plate. This is really a time of reset for people. Once they get beyond the whole shock of what's happening, how are you going to utilize your time more wisely? And so that's how I've been seeing it. It's a lot for individuals. It's a time to reconnect with family members, their children. I know for some parents, they're like, oh my gosh, what the teacher was saying is true. My kids are a lot, you know. And so we know that there's been an increase in calls, you know, with CPS, domestic violence, divorce, because people are really struggling. But on Thursday, I had an opportunity to speak to 490 Prepare Enrich facilitators. They specialize in working with couples. Wow. And I did a webinar talking about this transition, and I told them, couples need us now more than ever. Our clients need us now more than ever to be able to adjust to spending all their time with one another. And we need to make sure that even though they're bending, we have to help people not break during this time. And so our focus really needs to be about our purpose right now. How do we help the people make it through this difficult time?
Wow, I tell you. And Crystal, did we get your introduction in?
We did.
Okay. Very good. I tell you, my mind is like, woo. And so, you know, another essential business, of course, are car repair shops. And so, Crystal, you and your husband are the owner of Ford Masters Repair. And so tell us how this has impacted or affected your business.
Well, fortunately, we've been slow, but we've been steady. We still have our customers calling. We've actually, in the last month, we've actually had about probably 25 new customers come through the shop for one reason or another. And, you know, our customers understand, you know, we closed our lobby area to customers. So we're no longer right now allowing them to wait, you know, for their vehicle to be repaired. We're only allowing them to drop off. They have to have a mask when they come in to fill out the paperwork. For oil changes, we've been allowing them because that doesn't take long. You know, so we'll allow them to wait as long as they have a mask on. But they have to understand that we have to go in, sanitize their vehicle, wipe down the steering wheel so that, you know, my husband and the other mechanic is safe to go into their vehicle. And we need time for that to dry and, you know, make sure everybody feel comfortable with getting in the other person's vehicle. So it's been slow, but we've been doing pretty well.
And just going back to what you said about like having to wipe down the vehicles, this is really, for me, will change things moving forward, you know. Right. And one of the things that, you know, we keep hearing that so many states are trying to reopen very soon. And, you know, I have my reservations about that, just because I don't think that we can just, you know, flip a switch and all is well. There should be some process, some time that we have, you know, once we do see the numbers down. We're all here in Maryland, and we know that our numbers are actually increasing.
Yeah.
And so we've not, I guess, reached that peak yet. And so I know for the school system, we've extended our time through May 15th. Our surrounding districts, Virginia and the District of Columbia, have canceled in-house throughout the year, and they're just doing distant learning. And so we know that it's really going to impact how we do things moving forward. And so in your perspective, from your perspective in your individual businesses, after this is over, and when I mean over the lockdown, and we try to open back up, how is this going to change your practices moving forward?
I know for me, in my head, I'm not probably going back into the office until maybe June 1st. If there is a clear green light. But even in doing that, I probably am going to possibly look at doing more telemental health and maybe spread out my days. And then the ones who do come in the office maybe have another gap, you know, like in between sessions. So maybe not back to back, but 15 minutes, 20-minute break in between to allow me to wipe things down, to spray through the office in between sessions so that they're not coming into contact with one another by passing by.
I know definitely for me, it's going to be more cleaning and wiping down the lobby area. So we can no longer, wipe it down at the end of the evening, clean the bathroom at the end of the evening. We have to do that now more than, probably now at least 15 to 20 times a day, because we have such a huge influx of people coming in and out of the lobby area. And people, they come in, I don't have the Rona, I don't have the Rona. Okay, that's fine, but I still have to think about the welfare of my employees as well as other customers that's coming into the business.
And even with that, Crystal, I think we have to remind people they're saying things like, I don't have the Rona. There are people who are asymptomatic.
Yeah,
and so there are folks walking around who don't even know they have it.
Right.
And there are some folks who know, and they may have had one symptom and they tested positive and they didn't go through all of the symptoms. And so I think we got to just keep educating people that they could be a carrier and not even know it.
That is so true. That is so true. So guys, we're going to continue our conversation, but we are ready for our first guest. I'm really excited that, we're able to continue our work. Our first guest is Miss Tina. You know what? McGrier. Did I say that right? McGrier. Okay. Yes, Tina McGrier. She is the owner of a transportation business and owner of Perfect Identity Online Boutique. She launched this boutique in 2012. I'm like, wow, 8 years. That's really amazing. So can we please welcome Miss Tina McGrier? Hello. Hello, she's connecting.
Yes.
How are you?
Uh-oh.
Muted.
There we go. How are you, Tina?
I'm fine, Doctor. How are you?
So great. Thank you so much for joining us today. I first want to say, wow, 8 years. That is really amazing.
Yeah, 8 years.
Wow. So I want you to start out by telling us how and why you decided to do this online boutique. And I love the fact that you say you are patiently waiting for God to enlarge your territory. I know that's right.
Oh my God. This shut-in is a blessing and a curse. For me, it's kind of a blessing for me, because if it wasn't for it, I wouldn't have time for myself to start again my own business. So this is kind of eye-opening for me. I started a long time ago, but procrastination, I can say that I've been doing for a long time. And you see, 8 years ago, since I started 2012. Wow. So I procrastinated for a long time, had my foot in the door and out the door, and then start focusing on other things. And then I realized that I was putting my effort and my opportunity and my 100% in other people's business instead of building my own. And when this happened, when this pandemic happened, I said, you know what? I prayed and I asked God to let me focus on myself. And so he did just that. And so he's been blessing me through this storm. And I've been making sacrifices for paying my tithes and everything. And God has been opening that door for me.
Awesome.
I love it.
All right, Tina. Sharon here. How are you? Can you hear me? Uh-oh.
Can you hear
Tina, can you hear me?
Hi, I can hear you.
Okay, great. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Sharon. How are you?
Good. I have kind of a two-part question for you. One is, how did you come up with the name Perfect Identity? And does it tie into the work that you do for the community when you're giving back? Uh-oh, Tina, we lost you. You're muted again.
Okay, wait a minute.
All right, there you go.
You hear me now? Yes. Okay, so I came up with Perfect Identity. It's basically dealing with me, myself, my identity, and also with my oldest daughter. She has struggles with her identity as well. She was bullied in school and messed with in school and talked about, and they say that she was a bad child, and I had went through some struggles raising her, as a mother. So when I came up with Perfect Identity, I realized that it's identifying myself. It's identifying who I am. So when I came up with that, I always wanted to start a boutique as well. And I just added perfect to it. So then I came up with Perfect Identity.
Awesome. Awesome.
So my customers that I have, they have put 100% into my business too as well. And I thank them for it as well. So it's been good. It's been really good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Tina, so for me, I like the name Perfect Identity. But what struck me was that a lot of things that you offer on your website are different and they're unique. What made you go into that channel? Because I don't think you offer very many pieces of the same item. I know I've invested into your business by, purchasing a couple things. So what made you only say, okay, I'm gonna be selective to the type of things that I'm gonna, bring online?
Oh my God, it takes hours and hours and hours because I search for different things, different items, again, that identifies different types of people, different cultures, different, it doesn't matter if you plus size or small or medium, just something that's different that catches people's eye. And it works. If it's something that someone already have with someone else's boutique, I try to find something outside of that.
Wow. So tell us exactly who is your target audience for your boutique? Who would find what they want on your online boutique?
Majority it's I'm focusing more on, and I have to upload more of plus size women. I get so much plus size women that looking for different things, and also with just women in general. It doesn't matter what type of women they are. It's all of them. It's all women.
I love it. I love it. And so 8 years so I can imagine you want a storefront eventually. Eventually, yes. But it's got to be rewarding to know that people actually go online, because I'm an online shopper, first of all. I love going online, which is dangerous.
Yeah.
But I'm not a go into the store kind of girl.
Yeah.
And so I love just browsing online and I just love it. I don't know what it is, but I love that. And so there is a niche for that. There are individuals who appreciate that. Do you think you will continue the online even when you have a brick and mortar?
You know what? I think I'm more focusing online. I do so well online, doctor. It's like crazy. And I said to myself the other day, I said, you know what? Do I really want to do a storefront? Because I'm doing better. I'm doing so much better online. And so I think I might be focusing on just staying online.
I do have a quick question for you. Do you do pop-up shops?
Yes, I actually did before the pandemic happened. I actually did one. My sister, we did one together, and it was awesome. It was awesome. And the thing about it is, it's not about the money. It's just satisfying the customer, and that's what's in my heart to do: satisfy the customer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so she has this cape, Sharon. If you haven't seen it, I think Dr. Sharon, you would look great in it too. There's this cape that I saw. She posted it. I think I saw it on Instagram. And I was like, oh my God, this is so me. And then I saw other people, and then I said, for me, I don't like seeing myself. So I will share that with you.
Yes. I would love that.
The things that she posts, if you haven't been following her, start following her on Instagram. She does have a lot of different unique items, clothing, jewelry, purses, all of that. So Tina, wish you so much success.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I saw that you also have a transportation business. Is that still ongoing?
Now, God has put on my heart because I've been struggling before when I started finding a transportation for my daughter. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When I started finding transportation for my daughter, it was really hard because she go to a public school, a private charter school.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was trying to find transportation, it was very hard. So me and my husband was sitting one day. I said, you know what? I'm really seriously thinking about an amount of money that we pay for transportation for her to get back and forth. Me and my husband had a conversation about, you know what, sweetheart, I want to start my own transportation business. So while we has been in this shut-in, I actually started doing that as well. So that's coming too. And that's going to be for kids. That's door-to-door service for kids.
Awesome.
I love it. I love it. You know, one thing that I heard, I saw on social media, they said if you don't start or finish something, it was never the time that you need it. It's just focus.
It's just
And
focus.
so that is the truth, because this has given everyone, I think, an opportunity to do whatever it is that you need to do. And I would just encourage everyone out there, just like you said, you've been wanting to do this transportation business. God has given you the time to now put into place. There are so many things that individuals want to do. This is the time to start it. Wouldn't you all agree?
Yeah.
Yes, thank
Absolutely.
you.
So this is just wonderful. I tell you, any final questions for Tina?
How do we connect with you? How can the people find you and keep it with? I just started following you, by the way. I'm Marcela Wellness. So, but we need everybody else to know how to find you.
I love it.
Thank you so much. I'm so pleased. I'm on Instagram at Perfect Identity Boutique 831. And then on Facebook, it's under my name, but I have PIB in the middle of it. So it's Jatina PIB Austin McGreer.
I love
and
it.
that's Facebook.
And Tina, how do you spell Perfect Identity? Because it is spelled a little different, isn't it?
No, it's the same. It's the same. But it's just in Facebook, it's in between my name as PIB.
Okay. Yeah. And did you give the website? The
website is www.perfectidentityboutique.com.
I love it. I love it. Well, Tina, it was such a pleasure, and I can't wait to peruse online. I love unique stuff. I love it. I love it. And so I just want to say, kudos to you. 8 years, that is huge. So
thank you so much. Thank you for having me, Doctor.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Thank you. So guys, I tell you, just so amazing. And like she said, that really struck me. She wanted to do a transportation business. She said, this is the time I'm going to do it. I love it. I love it. And guys, we're going to keep it rolling because Darrell Davis is here and waiting. I'm so excited. We just have wonderful guests today. And this young man, I've actually known him for quite a while. He is the let's pop in. Let's see. Darrell, we gonna get your video going. Maybe he can it out. Oh, there we go. And awesome. I love it. Yes. And you're actually at the gym now, correct?
Yes, I actually just finished the workout this morning. So
I love it.
Time to hop on.
I love it. He is the CEO, the owner and operator of Ultimate Fitness, LLC. He is a graduate of Friendly High School, Prince George's County Public Schools. He attended Temple University on a full athletic scholarship. And as he puts it, he is a natural born athlete. I love it. Not only is he an entrepreneur, he is also an author of DOC to CEO. Please help me welcome Mr. Darrell L. Davis. Woo!
Good morning.
So glad to have you. And let me tell you, we need to talk to you, Darrell, because this quarantine 15 is for real.
Man, this COVID is no joke, right?
It is for real. And the way that it is up in here, everybody is eating, eating, eating. So we need to hear from you.
Well, definitely glad to have you. And thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. So tell us a little more about who you are, Darrell.
So, as the owner of Ultimate Fitness, I am ultimately just naturally a person that loves to be a public servant. I, by trade, train in fitness. I have a yoga certification. My passion was for student athletes. So I really started with like speed, athletic development, and weightlifting. But as I began to learn more and really get into understanding health and wellness, I expounded and began to get into weight loss and personal training so that I could find ways to be more advantageous in the community. So what I do is currently as revitalizing Ultimate Fitness, because I can't see everybody. Now what I do is I subscribe to give my information either via virtually, or I do outside training for student athlete clients, and I serve I would say the mass demographic of adults, some first responders, and professionals such as teachers and counselors, through providing them with wellness tips daily to kind of combat sitting at home during this quarantine. So I like to use body weight exercises, creative things to do with your children, or just reinventive ways to implement wellness and meditation throughout your day so that you can take care of your mind, body, and your spirit.
I love that. And I see that you are even offering online, because right now some people may be hesitant to come. And that's definitely understandable, but you offer online fitness as well.
Yes, ma'am. That is a new atmosphere and a new, let's say, an obstacle that I'm trying to accomplish, doing in a very great way. So I'm currently using Zoom, a lot of Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and trying to put out as much information so that you can have daily activity. But online training has become a crutch during this quarantine because it's helped to kind of transition from what was to what we're now doing.
Love it.
All right, Coach D. Hi.
Yes, ma'am. Hi.
Looking at the bio, I was like, I'm calling Coach D. Okay, so any plans to actually, not saying step away from face-to-face, but any plans to have some type of subscription where people actually log in, similar to like the Peloton bike, and they can get their workout in by watching those already routines or watching them live at certain times? Any plans to do that?
So what I'm currently building on my website is an online community. We're using Facebook Live and we're using Zoom to do virtual workouts similar to a virtual gym. So you can tune into a class 10 in the morning, 5:30 p.m. And then you can get a couple of different varieties on the weekend. But it provides things so that you know that you have something consistent, and then you have a community of people showing up, holding you accountable. And we use Facebook to just kind of leverage engagement to talk about what we're doing nutritionally or some of our common struggles that we're experiencing trying to do at-home workouts, because even though you have something such as Zoom or a Facebook group, it's not as quite engaging as being able to get into the gym. So sometimes there are different personal struggles that you're going to experience. So having somewhere such as a community group just helps to kind of create a more personal feel. So that's what I'm currently doing now on my website, ultimatefitnessllc.com. There's a member login, and I'm actually planning to launch some virtual classes for the month of May because it's Mental Health and Wellness Month.
Yes, it is.
A perfect time to kind of tune into what are we all doing personally to take care of ourselves.
Wow.
Thank you. I'm so glad you know that. Thank you. Yes.
So, Darrell, I want to talk to you about the kids. With the kids being at home, what suggestions do you have for parents? Because I know the kids are going in and out of the refrigerator at least 50 times a day. They want a snack, they want to eat, they're always hungry, and they have just had a hearty meal. What kind of suggestions or ideas can you give the parents for the kids that are at home?
The biggest suggestion that I would like to offer for parents with, let's say, middle school to elementary school, and I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old at home. So what I try to do is I try to be extremely structured with mealtime, and I also try to be really creative with what I'm going to provide at certain times a day. Because most of the times with Kamaya and Kevin, which are my youngest two, when they get up in the morning, the first thing they want to do is snack, and they don't really want to sit down. So if I provide some kind of outdoor structured activity, be it a walk for 15 minutes, or even something as we play chase or tag, then we come back and I try to make sure that they get something like fruit or something like oatmeal to start the day, because there's a fiber that's going to kind of burn throughout the day. And also having something like oatmeal kind of quiets the appetite because it's going to be a slow burning fuel all day. And the fruit gets nutrients in the beginning of the morning. The biggest thing that kind of accompanies having a balanced diet is making sure you have structured activity. So with all the parents at home, no one's really getting that recess time or that outside break. So make sure, even if it's once a day for 15 minutes, or my preferred method is every hour for about 10 minutes, like at 9:45, we all take a break to do something. It can be some stretches, it could be walk, it could be check the mail, it could be something creative, but make sure that you're providing them with consistent activity and then balance out your meals. So a sample would be, you got oatmeal and fruit in the morning. For lunch, a light snack can be easily sandwich and chips. Kids love peanut butter and jelly. They love all kind of creative things like that. You can even slide in a cookie or two for lunch because there's going to be a lot of activity during the day. And then making sure that when you're at home during this time, we don't have access to a lot of fast foods. So when you're preparing meals, make sure you provide at least some kind of lean protein, some kind of fiber, such as, let's say, a sweet potato is one of my favorite. And make sure you get some green leafy vegetables in there. So if you can give them 3 strong, balanced meals, that kind of offsets the snacking, being in and out of the closet, and then making sure you hit them with some activity a couple of times a day. Yoga is definitely a really great one to incorporate during this time.
I love it. Great tips, Darrell.
Thank you.
And you know, as I perused your website, I saw these wonderful masks that you have on sale. Is that something that you're going to be doing ongoing? And they were reusable, washable, and reusable, and I love that. So can you talk a little bit about that?
So as a part of the pivot and changing during this time, because I was affected with not having in the door traffic for revenue, what I started to do was I incorporated some essential workout masks. They're reusable, adjustable, and washable. You can add an extra filter if you desire. However, these masks come in a variety of styles and designs, and I have a couple that were really fast sellers that fit small children's face because I service a lot of children. So these masks are $10 a mask, and they'll be ongoing as long as the demand is there. So I'm actually preparing to get some more in this week because I didn't expect for them to be as popular as they were. It was kind of one of those type of things. As an entrepreneur, you're gonna have to mitigate risk. Sometimes right. You're gonna have to put your money where your mouth is. So that's what I said. You know what? Everybody needs a mask. Let's see what happens. And once I marketed it on Facebook and put it on my website, these immediately started going. So trying to just listen to what the consumer would like and how they're trying to stay engaged, because during quarantine, everybody's in the house. But if you can provide them with some kind of workout mask to do some activity outside, it also encourages more active activity.
Love it. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Coach D, I did have one more question. Can you talk a little bit about how to make it more fun for parents? Because I know you talked about having that activity for the kids and having the parents keep them active, but for some parents, they really do see it as a chore sometimes, and they're so tired and trying to keep up with them. Can you tweak it, and how can you make it a little bit more fun so that they enjoy that time with their kids?
The biggest tool to increase what I would like to say the intensity or maybe creative fun is making it competition style. One of the biggest things that I like to do with my son is I like to race him. I want to see if he can possibly do more push-ups than me in a time limit, but also having creative things like, so my 5-year-old is trying to learn his letters now. We do a lot of stenciling and drawing. So if he'll complete his assignment in a given amount of time, I'll do an exercise. If he doesn't, then we'll vice versa. We'll trade off. So while he's doing his writing, I'm doing reading. So it incorporates some kind of healthy mental stimulus, but doing some kind of creative competition, I think, takes it out of the task realm and makes it something that's more fun. I like creative games, being able to incorporate a task like cleaning up with a timer, kind of then takes the chore away from the parents, and then now it puts the task on the kids. So I'm saying, okay, let's see how fast you can get these toys off. You got 30 seconds on the floor. And then we kind of go from there. And it just kind of gives you some creative strategies to play with. And then from there, even if you just do one or two of those things, then within your own home, I believe there are some more creative things that you can come up with.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Thank you.
My
So I
pleasure.
have one question, and as you know, Dr. Sharon she loves creating authors.
Mhm.
Your book, DOC to CEO, can you give us just a small snippet on what made you write that book?
Man, that was an English assignment that inspired me to embark on let's say, a journey of self-discovery. I was in an English 101 class as I was trying to finish my degree post-incarceration, and it gave me an opportunity to share my story with being a former student athlete, being a father, and then becoming incarcerated, losing it all, and then trying to figure out what I would do on the tail end of that and how I would recreate myself. So as I am developing these English literary skills, we were presented with the task to write an autobiography. So at the time, where my skill level was as far as not only being able to articulate my thought, but also being able to develop my penmanship, I began to share different periods of my life that I felt was influential in creating who I was as a person. I believe that through my life experience, I was always a trainer. And I also believe that I was always an entrepreneur because there were things that led to my incarceration, such as my involvement in being in the streets, that put me in positions where I was entrepreneur in my own type of business. So I wanted to be able to use those skills and not only to be able to use them in a positive way, but to be able to share with other individuals because my story is very, very common. Young Black man, father who's not necessarily around, having experiences growing up in public school settings, dealing with the law at a very early age, and then kind of being torn between popular culture and deciding, well, what kind of person do you want to become? And I believe that in sharing my story in that book, it just created a conversation piece to where I could open the door and possibly get into some other young man's life to say, hey, if you look at it from this perspective, if you really dig into what your morals and your values are, there's an opportunity that you could change the dynamics not only of your life, but the trajectory of our community. Because I believe that the school to prison pipeline is definitely something that's real. I also believe that social media and several tools are being used to influence the minds of several of our young men and young women. But just being a person who has actually had an opportunity to walk the walk of popular culture, being an athlete, walk the walk of popular culture, and understanding the ins and outs of the street life, I wanted to be able to turn it around, especially for at least my sons or for anybody.
I love it. And I applaud you, Darrell, for taking your trials and turning them into triumphs, because that's exactly what you've done. And you definitely are actually using your skills now to help young people. And so that's just applaudable. And so congratulations to you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
So how can everyone get in touch with you? How can they hire you as their personal trainer? And I know that you are really looking to partner with schools. So please share all of your information.
Okay, so if you're looking to reach Ultimate Fitness, you can drop by our website at www.ultimatefitnessllc.com. I'm really active on social media. So if you're on Facebook, we have a Facebook business page under Ultimate Fitness LLC. You can find my personal page under Darrell Davis. You may see a guy in a suit. And then on Instagram, which is one of our most popular channels, I'm under @TeamSuperhuman. So if you hit me up on any of those channels, you might even be able to find me under LinkedIn as well as Twitter. I'm pretty active on social media. I'll definitely make sure that I reach out to you and try to find a way to where we can kind of bridge a gap and create what's needed for anybody. I believe that as the creator of Ultimate Fitness, my job was to create sustainable tools for people to have a more healthy and active lifestyle. So it doesn't just fit one person, it's for everybody.
I love it. And the fitness center is in Fort Washington, Maryland, correct?
Yes, ma'am. So we're located at 11064 Livingston Road in Fort Washington, 20744. We're not too far from Fort Washington Hospital, right off of the backside of the Chevrolet dealership.
Awesome. Congratulations on all your success. And I definitely can't wait to dive into that book because it truly, truly is a game changer. So thank you.
Definitely. I really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing everybody soon.
All right. Thank you. I tell you guys, what a wonderful, wonderful guest. Thank you so much. Oh, I tell you, it's each week we have these amazing guests, and it's not, I'm just not saying it because I'm one of the hosts. Amazing guests. And it keeps going because we also now have what I call a dynamic duo, a couple that's really doing great things. Taurus and Yolanda Nelson, they're going to come on and share with us as I read their bio and we get their camera together. Got it?
We're here.
Okay, wonderful. So Taurus and Yolanda Nelson, they are the owners of the Nelson Manor Luxury Vacation Rentals. Yolanda is a former educator and Taurus currently works in IT. And I am just so excited because individually they are amazing, but together you guys are unstoppable. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. And so I gave just a snippet about you guys, but I would love for each of you individually to tell us about who you are.
Oh, you want to?
I'm Taurus Nelson. I've been married to this wonderful woman here for
right, you better.
For 21 plus years.
Wow.
We built a lifetime of memories and legacy of cooperation in the community and giving back to others. And it has just been so filling to us. Like you said, I graduated from Strayer after attending the military. I was discharged as a disabled veteran after injury. And throughout that time, I began to be introduced to the sport of triathlon. And from there, with support of Paralyzed Veterans of America and Tri-Soldiers, they trained me to the level I was able to do a few triathlons, which was pretty amazing. And not just a few triathlons, a few Ironman races.
Yes.
So that experience and my wife throughout that partnership in learning the sport, we developed a youth program in Prince George's County called Strive to Try that we had for 8 years as a nonprofit. And with that, we offered free 6-week swim camps to kids throughout the county. And it was very rewarding with the partnerships with the schools and the county level. And that was definitely one of my most memorable life experiences.
It was also the start for Nelson Manor too.
Yes.
I love it.
Segued into that.
And throughout that time, we learned that what we had as our home, and once our children left, that we could actually get into vacation rental property. And then that's when my wife came up with a brilliant idea on how to transform this into a destination resort.
I love it.
First of all, I just want to say thank you, all of you for having us here today. I'm grateful. We're grateful. So where one or two are gathered, miracles can happen, right?
That's right.
So for myself, having been an educator in the county, Prince George's County, for 20 years, and then of course in conjunction with our connections that we've made through our nonprofit Strive to Try, while 7 years of that hard work, we know when to say when, and because it totally does take a toll on you, and you want to do one thing and you want to do it well, okay? So we took all of the expertise and everything we learned from that, and we put it here into hospitality, which was a very natural progression for us. We were always hosting people in our home. So it was just very natural in ministry, very hospitable. I mean, it's just something that my husband and I just mutually have a wonderful spirit about. And so as our children, as he mentioned before, as our children were leaving the home, that was when Airbnb was just starting. And so we just made the decision to renovate the home and share it with others on many various platforms. And then of course, I took it one step further. As we became successful in the home hosting industry, I began to educate myself and I became a private certified concierge in the hospitality industry. I'm currently in my second year serving on the National Concierge Association Board of Directors as a Director of Communications. So in doing that education, it helps to further and add a personal touch to the Nelson Manor
Absolutely.
Vacation Rental Properties. It makes us very distinct in the industry that we're in. We're not just any regular Airbnb. And we're definitely not a bed and breakfast. And I want to give shout outs to our local colleagues who have these beautiful bed and breakfasts. But it really puts us in a distinct niche in the industry in the direction that we're going with that. So I can't do it without my partner here though. So
I love it. I love it.
I love it too. I love when they're a husband and wife teams, you
Yes.
know, and it works. That is super awesome. So as you were talking, I can see the passion. And so what I want to know a little bit about is what's your signature? What is that thing that makes you a 5-star? Like I'm throwing 5-star in there. I know y'all saying that, but I'm going to throw that in there. And so what makes you a 5-star? What's your signature that sets you apart from everyone else? How do they know that they're at a Nelson property, if you will?
Absolutely. So we are actually one property.
Mhm.
We have many listing opportunities for depending upon your group size and travel. And so the one thing that sets us apart, it's us,
It's
the
us.
brand, it's the experience of us, that this is not just, it's the experience of this house. It's not just walls. It's not brick and mortars. We've taken time in our decor. And as a concierge, I'm here to set that personal touch for you. So before you get here, I'm talking to you. I'm trying to find out what it is that you
Absolutely.
love, what you will need, what will make you more comfortable. If your family's coming, will you need massage or car service? Will you need food, a private chef?
Wow.
What is it that you will need? And I'm going to listen, and we're going to have those courageous conversations so that you're comfortable before you get here. And so I truly believe that that is what sets us apart from many others. We really add a personal, intimate touch to everything that we do here.
Absolutely.
Wow, amazing. Yolanda, Tara, it's nice to finally put a face.
Yes.
Absolutely.
What group sizes do you allow to come for
Well,
your
the great thing about the Nelson Manor is that we're able to segment and separate certain listings and portions. So we have the cottage, which is its own listing, which allows for a self-entry that serves 2 to 4. But then when you start looking at the main floor and the upper level of the Nelson Manor, we're hosting parties of 10.
Okay.
Especially in light of what we're going through right now with the pandemic, we're definitely marketing for groups of 10.
Okay.
And the idea is for individuals that are usually local here. Traditionally, we deal with a lot of international travelers, people that are coming to the Gaylord, but this is primarily servicing individuals that are inside the DMV area that are ready to kind of get outside, but really have limitations on where they can go and how they can operate. But we can still apply social distancing within our facility,
Right.
our venue.
And that great space for your family and friends to reconnect, because we've had a lot of time away from each other. So definitely, the Nelson Manor is a place that you can get started.
Wow. So let me ask, so are there any plans for expansion? I know Sharon had asked about the Nelson properties, plural. Are there, any opportunities that you see that maybe you all will expand?
There's always possibilities because, we're
open.
always open to them. But, one thing that we've learned is that, sometimes it's to do one thing
And do it well.
I love it.
and do it well.
They say, no rush. I've always learned what's for you is for you, right? And so be open to those opportunities as they come and let God do the rest.
Awesome. Amen.
Yeah.
How have you been keeping up? How's things been through the pandemic? Have people been worrying with canceling? How?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Actually, we had a number of cancellations,
Yeah.
which we understood, and we were more than accommodating to make sure everyone was able to deal with it in their own space and time. But we've now used this opportunity as a learning experience for us to grow and understand how to shape ourselves inside of this sphere that we're in, where we have to be very cautious. We have to be very cognizant how we treat our guests, how we decontaminate. And so what we've been doing is preparing for our reopening. Although we weren't mandated to close Airbnbs, there's not a mandate in the area because you have traveling healthcare professionals. But we took it a step further and took it our own personal responsibility to close down. So we, throughout that time, started to update our policies and procedures.
Yes, definitely in accordance with Maryland state local laws. Of course, we're in direct contact, whether we remain, just like Darrell has talking about pivoting in this time. It's been critical for us to be flexible and change in our model to meet the need and the niche of the people and communities that we serve. So, and that is extremely important in business with remaining flexible, making accommodations, and being diverse about it. Proactive rather than reactive. So we've put a number of protocols in place to ensure the safety of our guests moving forward. So I guess if I can expand on some of those protocols.
And so to expand on that, what we plan on doing is to apply social distancing within the Nelson Manor. And what we'll begin to do is open up the cottage as a rental option, because that allows someone to come into a personal private resort setting for themselves. They'll have access to the pool by themselves, the backyard space, and the cottage. And this allows them to get an exhale from what's going on right now. And then, we'll apply our own policies where we'll keep spacing in between guests. So we can have proper decontamination and make sure that our cleaning crew follows the right protocols with gloves and masks.
Yeah, those frequently touched surfaces, we make sure that that's disinfected completely between each guest. Reservations, we have 2 days in between to ensure that it's a full clean. It's a full clean every time. And then, of course, with the social distancing, we limit our contact because we have a wonderful self-check-in where there's a minimization between guest and host interaction as well. So for it being our guest safety is our number one priority as we begin to reopen. We also are being proactive in our incorporating screening questions for guests because, yes, we do not discriminate. Now, let me say that. We do not discriminate. However, for the safety of our future guests, we do have to start asking questions as far as travel restrictions for CEOs and have where they've been as far as impacted areas. And we have to ask things to be precautious about whether they've been diagnosed or they're symptomatic. And like I'm saying, we're not saying that they can't come. It's just a matter so that we can be protective as far as how we interact and what we do therefore after, making sure that the environment is cleaned and of course being honest with our guests, so they still have that option and that choice as we serve them. Hospitality.
I love it. So let me ask, what is the normal length of stay average? Because it's a meeting opportunity, but it's also individuals can also stay. So what's the average length of time individuals stay? Or
the minimum stay that we have is a 2-day limit, and it usually ranges anywhere from 2 to 10 days we've had guests stay. And that can range from either the cottage or it can range from the entire property. It depends on the guests, which we kind of cater towards corporate and VIP guests in groups. But we've
got a good cabin. I mean, we get all kinds of people here. But yeah, anytime someone comes, they enjoy their stay. So that's the whole point of it, is that they're comfortable, that they feel safe, they feel protected. It's private. They don't have to worry interfering.
And most importantly, and right now it's beginning to be start getting warm here. So the outdoor living space is open. And you know what? There's an amazing video of your son that he created in the backyard here space, which is great for right now with the promotion of being able to come and have wellness by yourself.
I
and have
love it.
the amenities of a destination resort. You have the pool, you're able to lounge on the deck, on the patio, the cabana.
It's a great change of scenery.
Absolutely.
And so for those who don't know, we actually had the pleasure of getting to know Darrell. He actually trained us.
He's a trainer.
He worked us out.
And we lasted a month.
That's funny.
I love it. Oh my God. I tell
No,
you.
we've actually had a great relationship over the summer with him last year, and looking forward to collaborating because he's a great important element for traveling corporate groups that come here and don't want to all have to go to Planet Fitness.
Yes.
When you
Right.
can have a personal trainer or you can have a yoga instructor come here and deliver those services.
I love it. I love it. I love you too. I can't wait to see the property because it sounds amazing. And I was just I was like, oh my God, this is right here in Fort Washington.
That's right.
I didn't even realize that. So just congratulations to you all. And I wish you continued success on the properties and whatever God has in store for you.
Yes, thank you so much. And I must compliment you all because I am a plant guy and I see the background on both of yours. And they are my next.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So where can people contact you? Where can they follow you guys and find out more information about the Nelson Manor?
Sure, you can reach us online at www.thenelsonmanor.com and at the Nelson Manor on either one of the social media platforms out there. We've got a healthy YouTube channel of videos that display the property and past events that we've had here.
Yeah, you get to know us.
So you kind of get to see a little bit of us and the possibilities within this diverse space here. And then you can also find the cottage. The Moroccan Cottage has its own Instagram and Facebook page.
Okay.
It allows people to see the possibilities of going tiny. It's a 320 square foot tiny house that once you look on the outside, you'll be just as amazed on the contents and the structure and attention to detail on the inside.
Wow. Amazing. I tell you. Thank you all.
Positively knowing that we're not going anywhere. We're here for your vacation needs.
I love it.
One thing my wife and I were talking about this morning, we're going to put this out there right now, because our healthcare professionals have been doing a stellar job protecting our communities, protecting the families that have been in need. So what we committed ourselves to is that we're going to give out and provide 3 one-night stays to the Moroccan Cottage for those healthcare providers so they can come here and decompress for a moment and recover from the strenuous job and stresses that they're under right now.
I will be contacting you. Because I'm in the healthcare provider, mental health therapist. Yes, I will be calling you.
I'm
There
on.
you go. Yes,
That's
absolutely.
awesome.
So now that's 2.
There's
Yep,
2.
exactly. That is awesome. That is awesome. I'm just so excited and look forward to learning more about the manor because I'm excited. My school is actually in Fort Washington, so definitely some great partnerships I see coming.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, guys. Oh my goodness, such a wonderful, wonderful couple, the Nelson Manor. I can't wait to really dive in and find out more about it. Just wonderful, right? And we were just talking, Sharon, you was like, I need some time.
I need a break.
And
I'll
there
take
you
one
go.
day. Yes.
Right, exactly. How amazing is that? Oh my goodness. Guys, can you believe we are here at the end of our show? We just want to hear what's coming up with you guys. We know a lot of things had to be put on hold. A lot of things had to be shifted, but you may have some virtual things coming up. So Sharon, we'll start out with you.
Okay, yeah, I'm laughing because I'm like, me and Crystal were going to be on our way back this morning
Yes.
from Texas.
That's right.
But things got canceled, and that's okay. It's for safety. But I have on April 22nd, I will be on a virtual Facebook Live platform with Dr. Nick, who's talking about how to survive during COVID. Just talking about relationships and helping couples really thrive during this time. April 22nd, during the daytime, I'll be speaking virtually with Geisinger School of Medicine in Pennsylvania, talking to them about how to balance it all, especially during this new normal. And so those are all medical students and first generation college students. And so that's 2. And then the third one is the third one is April 30th. I'll be on another platform on Instagram with Miss Tressa Booyah, speaking about how to, again, deal with the new normal of COVID-19. And then on May 1st, I'll be on a mental health symposium for the Clifton Park Baptist Church. And so we're talking about the finalization of the plans for that.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Crystal?
For me, I am just going to be taking the next week, hopefully, and buckling down. I do have some new things that I am planning to be rolling out here soon. So I can't share them yet because I have everything in place. But I do have a lot of things that I've been working on with Pearls of Peace, as well as the automotive workshops that I was doing previously. So hopefully I can kind of get some time to horn in on getting those recorded so that we can share them with the public, because we have seen a number of things that have come through the shop that we need to bring to the attention of those who drive here in the DMV area.
I love it. I love it. And with me, Vision and Purpose, we've launched a new podcast that it's released every Saturday at 2:00 on the Vision and Purpose Lifestyle Magazine Facebook page. Is so exciting. My partner Karen McCollum and I and our team members will be taking turns hosting the podcast. Definitely looking for individuals to be featured on there. It is an extension of our magazine, so we talk about topics that we talk about on the magazine. Our second issue will be coming up in May, the second week in May. It will be digital, simply because of the state that we're in. We just decided to do probably the next 2 in digital, but we're going to have a digital release party right here on Zoom. So look out for that. We're going to be putting the invitations out. Also, the HBCU, as you all know, I'm doing a series of HBCU books that are donated to the funds. The Amazon royalties are donated to that specific historically Black college or university. The Howard University edition will be coming out, so we're still looking for a few more authors. So if you are a graduate of Howard University and interested in sharing your positive experience, definitely contact me. The Kentucky State University edition will be released this month, just a couple of weeks. So we're really excited about that. And if you are a graduate of an HBCU and your college or university has not been represented, contact me so that we can get your story shared and also give back to the HBCUs. So guys, for It's All Business, Sharon Lawrence, Crystal Pease, Dr. Sharon, we want to say thank you. My hosts are amazing. They are top of the notch, and I love you guys, and I appreciate you.
Love you too.
Absolutely. So we will be right here, whether virtually or in studio. We'll be here the 3rd Sunday of each month. So we hope to see you in May. And we definitely want to say, please, everyone, stay safe. We need you here. Abide by those laws and those rules, and it's only for our good. So thank you so much, and we will see you soon.
Goodbye.